Anybody's under any illusion just how under the thumb Prince Harry is in Meghan Markle's reign. Well, this truly must be it. And I've been told that senior family members over here in the United Kingdom have been left very disappointed with this latest news. As ever, let me explain. Morning, nice to see you as ever, and thank you so much for joining me. Nice to have your company. We'll have a lovely wave. By the way, I'm so glad that you enjoyed my video on Alfred Hitchcock. Yeah, what a guy, eh? I mean, when you think about it, to keep us all in suspense for so many years, I don't know if anybody could do that in this day and age. He did it. I love many of the comments where they said there was no violence, it was all just done through in your mind, and that is an art, isn't it? I never thought about it like that. All the things now are very gory and off-putting. Alfred Hitchcock made you sit at the edge of your seat through sheer terror, through what you thought was going to happen. And of course, let's not forget those masterful scores that were all through those movies. There's a lot to be owed to that, by the way. Absolutely. If you haven't checked it out as ever, it remains up there and free to watch. Back as ever to your royal story of the day. Sad news, obviously, because sadly the passing of Robert Fellowes, a former right-hand person to our late and wonderful monarch, Queen Elizabeth II. Apparently, he was one of these people, and you could understand this, that could just solve problems. And if ever she was worried about anything, he would very calmly, but very deftly just go around saying, "Oh, don't worry, Mum, that can be resolved. Oh, we'll sort that out." And, apparently the Duke of Edinburgh, His Royal Highness Prince Philip, held him in great high esteem because he could just deal with things. And that was, that's a good role, isn't it? Let's be honest, that's what you want from those sort of people. Sadly, he passed only recently. And of course, the husband of Lady Jane Fellowes, sister, of course, of the late and beautiful Princess Diana. Now, recently, it's been come out in the media, should I say, that the former well known as the Duke of Sussex, Prince Harry, apparently will now not be attending the family funeral. And this, is, I think, one of the lowest of the lows, really, because really it's about getting things together, isn't it? At this particular delicate time, you have to think, how does that bode and all that sort of stuff. Well, according to a very well-placed source, Harry's not coming for the fear of security. Absolutely deplorable. I'm sure many people will agree. And let's not forget, of course, that Earl Spencer, Charles Spencer, along with Lady Jane Fellowes, who allegedly Prince Harry has a very good close-knit relationship with, always gone to her for certain guidance. Well, they came over to support him for the 10th anniversary at St. Paul's for Invictus, very much put themselves out in the public domain. And let's not forget, Lady Jane would have known just how ill her husband was at that particular point. Terrible thing when you think. Now, here's where it gets even more convoluted for me, because you see, Prince Harry claims, as I say, it's too risky, too nerve-wracking to come over here. One might suggest, of course, he doesn't have the same problem when it's his particular court cases, or indeed anything where he feels that, it's a little bit more, shall we say, advantageous. And as ever, that is my personal opinion. I would suggest that if he doesn't turn this around very quickly, his popularity, whatever is remaining, will simply tumble to tumbleweed, because people do feel very strongly about this. Lady Jane Fellowes is a lovely lady. I've met her myself. One of those warm, caring people, that just, it emanates from them, that sort of thing. They're just nice people. And you would have thought that Harry, regardless of what's going on with his family, regardless of the circus that he claims will happen if he turns up, but above all, simply because it's not safe, all the while dashing over to the crime-infested Colombia, well, it simply doesn't wash. And I think even their family, the Spencer family, will now have to rethink exactly how supportive moving forward they will wish to be. What a terrible situation he's got himself into. Neil Sean in the very heart of London.